So at this stage you should have spent a little bit of time figuring out how to input sounds for bass lines. And what I have here now in this video is, like the drums, I've prepared a few examples that hopefully should give you a little grounding in something that you might be able to use for your own compositions. So we'll start off with this first one here, and if I double click we'll be able to see the pattern in more detail. So you can see here I have 2 quick notes, and then at the start of the next bar another 2 quick notes. So this is a fairly sparse bass line. We're just marking the starts of each bar, and if I hit play we'll hear that. So fairly straightforward. You don't need to have a complicated bass line. As long as it's on some of the strong beats you should be okay. The next example will demonstrate that further, where I've actually put a note on every beat. Again, fairly simple. It's just the same pattern over and over again. In this next example, just as a bit of variety, what I've done is put it on every second beat, so you hear that has a bit of an effect on the rhythm. Again, marked against a drum beat, that will probably have a little bit more of an obvious effect. That's something you'll hear in one of the later videos. So, just like with the drum beats, we've started out with short patterns here. These are really only 1 bar at a time, and you could copy and paste them to make them longer if you want. In this example here, I have made a 2-bar pattern, so it starts out the same as the previous example, but in the second half there is a slight variation here, so we'll have a listen to that. So, a very small variation there, but one of the things you might want to consider is that if you have a lot of offbeat notes as we have here, it's no harm to have at least something on the beat there to bring it back towards the end of the pattern. So we'll have a listen again. And then also, like the drum patterns in this last one here, what I've done is I've mixed a couple of them together. So we've started out with this pattern here for the first 2 bars here, and then we have the offbeat pattern following after that. So we can move back and forth, and the idea is to create a little bit of variety as if there's more than one section to the music. So we'll have a listen to that one. So, fairly simple stuff, but a good place to start if you're new to composition. I will put up the information for these bass lines at the end of this video, and again I recommend that you attempt to copy them into Soundtrap, so partially to get a handle on how to input sounds, but also to just give you some basic ideas for composition, and then you can work on your own variations or your own original bass lines as you see fit.